folks, how you doing? We got a 5th scale gasoline Baja. Need some steering tie rods. As you can see, they're kind of busted. And this Baja is about ready to get outfitted in this bag of aluminum parts. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I don't know if this is going to be one video or multiple videos. We'll just have to see. But this could take several hours, so it might need to be broken up into several parts. So yeah, but stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Alright folks, get the aluminum shock tower for the front. You see here, your lower A-arms for the front, and the upper control arms for the front, and upper and lower for the rear. So we're going to concentrate on the front here, seeing how this actually has damage. I mean, the steering and tie rods are broken, which we have those too. By the way, I just want to point out, for a big buggy like this, these things here feels very cheap. And once we take this one off, the broken one here, I want to go through that because these are lightweight aluminum, and they offer up no resistance. I mean, this thing snapped like, you know, well, like an eggshell, to be honest with you. So yeah. So let me get the tools I need, and I'll be right back. Going over my plan of attack here. I think I'm going to work this side, well, one side at a time, essentially. The first thing we absolutely have to do is replace this shock tower. It's broken, so everything's going to be bolted to that. So we'll drop the items we need to drop, probably both sides, and put the shock tower on, and then work this side, and we'll work that side. Okay, so let's get to that. I don't know about putting those fine threads through this piece of plastic here. I mean, I think the idea was they wanted you to use these in aluminum also. I'm just going to go back with the original ones that we had. Guess it doesn't matter which way we go with this, which is fine by me, if you know what I'm saying. Well, that's going to be hokey. It's not going to fit very well. We'll see. Next. I guess the next thing he breaks will probably be these tower braces, and maybe a bit of aluminum at that point. We'll see. One set. Getting this guy down like so. It's broken there already. probably should have bought those too, but he didn't, so that's what I have to work with. Okay. Instead of me speeding this up, you get the idea what I'm doing here. I'm just going to cut and we'll be right back. And that was far less work than I thought it would be. I guess I should have kept the camera on. So anyway, first thing I want to do is want to get this shot completely out of the way. Alright? So let's do that right now. Okay? I may end up pulling this gas tank off of here because you know what? I'm already sick of smelling the gas. You know? Stinks. Is got a shock bottom missing over there? I hope not. You know? I just hope not. Just put these back together like so. So I don't have to guess how it went in later. You know? It's nice to have it out of the way though. That way that frees all of this up for us to do our work. Okay? Not going to worry about these until it's time to put the shock back on because this is the shock top that where it pivots inside. So we'll just toss those off to the side for now. And these are the top here. I wonder if they're deemed left and right or are they just universal? I'm going to guess they're universal. Maybe not. I see some indentations here. So let's pull one of these off. Okay, real quick. These pins here, these hinge pins are held in by E-clips. It's easier to pull this E-clip off because it's exposed, so it's easy to get to. However, it's not so easy to pull the pin out from the back. So you're going to have to struggle with this E-clip back here just so the pin comes out easier from the front because it will come straight out. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop our little E-clip off here first. There's a small little flat blade screwdriver. And we're going to position this. Keep your hand over it so it doesn't go flying. Of course, if you have more, it's not that critical. But most people don't have a ton of parts on hand. Okay? So, one E-clip removed and still in my possession. So we'll put it right back there for now. Okay? Now, let's give this guy a little push here. There's also shims inside here. You want to keep the orientation of those as well. Okay? There we go. It's okay to grab yourself a screwdriver or a hex driver and give it a little assistance, you know? It's just better off for everybody. Come on, stubborn. Alright, so here's one of the little shims I told you about. There's actually two in there, so you want to be mindful of those because you have to put those back in to stop this upper arm from swaying back and forth. You know, just take a note of that. Once you get one off, it's easy to get to this other one. Your needle nose. And there you go. There's another one. And let's finish getting this pin out of here. Alright. Pin looks good. No damage, which is a big plus. Now, let's take this off and have a look. I bet you I'm going to need a bigger Allen wrench. And where'd you go? There it is. It's all crunchy because it's all broken. Lucky me that it's broke, if you know what I'm saying. Pardon me if you're looking at the top of my head. Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to drop your screws. But no, you really don't. Alright. There's the old plastic one. You can see it's snapped in half. So obviously, this thing had blunt force trauma to the front. And yeah, it didn't survive so well. So, basically when you put aluminum on anything, all you're basically doing is transferring the weak point to somebody place else on the car. That's just how it happens. But what are you gonna do about that? Nothing. Except deal with it. Yeah, I guess it really doesn't matter the way this goes in. It's just symmetrical, which is actually good for me, if you know what I'm saying. It's all good? Yeah. It's all good. So yeah, first things first. Let's put this bad boy back down in here. Alright, I gotta find a handle drive. Right back, folks. I want to walk you through this real quick. This is the old one. Alright? You see how the ball just gets pressure fitted into this plastic? Well, the aluminum system is a bit different. We're going to take a look at that, okay? I'm going to take this apart for you real quick. I was just dry fitting it. There's your opening for your ball on that one. You can see it's closed off here and it's open-sided on that one, okay? Let's have a look here. On this ball, you have a longer stem on this side. Well, on one side anyway. Okay? The idea is it's going to drop in like so. But you see that's too sloppy. There's no way to retain it in there. At this point, they supply you with these rings here. And the ring has a flange on that side. So one gets dropped down like so. Okay? The other one gets dropped down. Oh, I'm sorry. Like so. Okay? Another one gets dropped down on top and gets sandwiched in there like that. Okay, as you can see, that starts to tighten that up. How do we hold this all together? Well, they give you these rings here. Okay? You see how it's beveled on the inside there? Well, that lays down on top of that. And you see the 4 screws? Well, you're going to be able to screw that into place. Okay? And shame on me, I didn't dig out the screws yet. So, yeah. It can't be far, right? Let me just dump this stuff out here. I don't need that all there. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I have them all. Okay, little Loctite also, because we're going aluminum to aluminum. So let's get that done. I must say, what a nice look, huh? So now, that's really snug in there. See the 4 screws there, all Loctited up. They're not going anywhere. Yes, quite nice. Okay, moving right along. Let's keep our Loctite handy. See what else we encounter. Just so you know, I already popped off this broken tie rod. Where's the other one at? Let me pop that one off too. Alright. These things are aluminum. This thing snapped, like I said earlier, an eggshell. You know? Really, guys? That is, to me, that's just garbage. You know, maybe on a 10 scale. Maybe on a 10 scale. But on a 5th scale, I just don't get it. Just don't get it. So anyway, let's put this thing back together. The bottom one. Get my orientation here. Some here, some here. Which goes in between. Goes on the top, in fact. Just like so. That's why I chose to do one side at a time. So I had reference on the other side. Instead of just tearing the whole damn thing apart. Well, maybe I don't have to do that. I don't think okay. Be patient. It'll all come together. It's okay to break out a hammer if you have to. But we don't have to. And this is our E-clip for the lower rear part of the arm. Let's get this put on. You can just do this really easily by taking them in your needle loop really tight, just pushing it on. The bottom's much easier than the top, let's be honest, because you don't have, and you don't need to worry about your shims. Those could be the last things you put in, because you're going to have enough to deal with just putting these guys together, you know. So, put the shims in last. I mean, just remember, you have the other side to show you where the shims are supposed to go, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, so we're in there, and we're going to keep moving along here, grabbing my E-clip. Okay, push your finger down there, just in case you didn't get it on the first time, you know. I'm not liking the way that's sitting, so, there, perfect. Excellent. Now we can put our shims in. Just push them as hard as you can, and they will go in. Or you can grab them with your needle nose, like so. See that right there? And we can force this bad boy down in here like so. Okay. Turns out we're not going to be using these spacers here because of, where's my example? So I can show you why not. Oh, here we go. Initially these guys were to space your shock like so. Another one like that. You see? Well, the new aluminum ones, they're not falling below the A-arm. Lift this up, give you an example. Here's what I mean by falling below the A-arm. Here's your A-arm. There's your plane right there. Well, the original shock mount went way below as part of the A-arm. The shock still mounts into the A-arm, but it doesn't fall below the plane. You see? So this is absent. So those spacers are not going to be used. You know, which is, you know, I think this is a better system anyway. Doesn't open you up for failure. And that's a fact. You know? So hey. So there's your new shock screw for the bottom. So let's not forget our Loctite. By all means, let's not forget our Loctite. I must say, this is quite an easy car to work on once you grasp what you're doing, you know. You get that hole in there, or get the screw in the hole, I should say. Nice. Come on, boy. Alright. Now, we need to find a place to mount this. If you know what I'm saying. Okay, so now, also, we are going to need those aluminum tops. Remember we talked about those a little while ago? These guys, no, not those guys. Where did they go? Ho, ho, ho. Oh, here they are. These guys. Right there. You see that? Let's open those up. Right now. We'll start with one, because I'm only working on one. Okay? So this is how they want that to go. That one sits flat right there. Wow, those are actually quite nice spacers. They really are. So now, this is pretty high because we've actually raised the shock, because remember we talked about not falling below the plane there. So let's mount this kind of high up there. Okay. Again, don't forget your Loctite, folks. But I'm going to push this through these 4 holes, and then I'll put the Loctite on the exit, if you know what that means. There we go. Okay, so now let's Loctite this up. We're Loctited, and let me get an idea where we're going with this. Just like that. So you know, I chose that hole right there. So when we put this back together, this shock is going to be mounted into that hole there. Okay? And yeah, let's have a look here. Oh, much better than the last one. Well, that's not really a fair comparison now, is it? Yeah. I think it's time to drink a cup of coffee. Oh, tepid. So yeah, that's one side done. So yeah, let me get set up for the other side and I'll be right back. Thanks. Don't make me take you to the vise. Press you in. There we go. Again, forced it right in like so on a flat surface. But yeah, there you are. A lot of crud in there. Man, just a lot of crud on these shocks. See all that crud on there? See that? Yeah. So anyway, moving right along. Gotta remove our E-clips again. Remember, the bigger the E-clip, the easier it is to remove it. Go figure that one, huh? They don't like to sling all over like a little Traxxas E-clip. Remove Traxxas E-clips, you might as well kiss them goodbye most of the time. You know?